Hey guys, welcome back to Lord Greg's. Wrong. Welcome back to FW Garage. So, hey, welcome back to FW Garage. So, it's my third video, so I appreciate if you've watched the first two. Check this one out. I think I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter because I think that 33-minute one was slightly long, especially for someone new like me who's not the greatest with the camera. So today we are going to be working on getting these springs out of the back of the frame. So I have kind of a homemade tool thing that I learned on a forum, so we're going to go ahead and give it a whirl, get these out, and then probably start maybe stripping some of this other stuff off the frame, like these foot pegs and this kickstand and things like that. And then eventually, maybe for a little time, I might do a little test run to peel some of that paint back and see kind of what we have left over. So if that's something that interests you, chopper build, stay tuned, check it out. Please subscribe if you want to see how this goes. You know, you give the video a like if you really like it. I appreciate it. I know I'm a pretty new guy. You're taking a chance on me here. So again, it's FW Garage. Let's get started. All right, welcome back. After I got some stuff sorted, it's been real quick for you guys, but about a half hour for me because I realized I bought some of the wrong hardware. But anyways, this is kind of the setup for the tool that I found online. So basically it's a press essentially to press these springs down so you can get these bushings out, because basically the bushing got to go down and turn, and once it turns it'll come straight up and out of there. So what this requires is 7/16 all thread, 7/16 by 14 I think is, so it's coarse thread, 3 nuts for it. Basically 2 are jam nuts so you can hold it, and then the last one is what you're going to use to push down with, and that's where you get a piece of PVC, so like 1.5 inches, 2 inches, whatever, and some washers. This one was really thin, so I bought another one because I was paranoid. Some zip ties, because it says to zip tie these together, even though they are really close. I basically put zip ties in here to hold this, so as you get pressed down, you can basically turn this, I think, drop it out and kick all this out. Anyways, so now, not what I was even talking about. So anyways, 2 11/16 wrenches, that's just to hold the nuts, but I bought the PVC and all thread and longer things and just cut it down. So we'll see how well this works. I'm going to get it kind of set up over on the bike here, and then I'll bring you guys back in when I'm doing that part. Alright, so I'm going to get it all set up in here. There's actually some threads that are right down in the top of the bushing here that's actually part of this piece. I don't know if you can even see that, but there's a long piece that runs through, and that's what the threads hook can do, so it holds that and pushes down. I already have all the nuts set up there. These are jammed together. So basically by jam nut, I mean you put them up to each other, then you're going to put, let me see if I can do this, and look at the camera, see what, make sure I'm showing it right, and then you tighten them both together, and once it jams these together, it basically makes like, similar to if you welded a nut on the end, so you can actually hold this to get it all set up. So I'm going to get this all put in here. So have one washer there, washer here. You see, I'm going to back this way off because just so it fits down in the. I'm make sure my hands are out of the way, hopefully. And then back all that off in there. So this all down in. Catch those threads. Start weaving this down in here. I want to make sure this is nice and secure because it's a spring under a ton of tension. So I'm going to tighten this one down just so I know this all threads all the way in. Sorry for the noise in the background. That's my garage heater because I just had the garage door open, so it'll shut off here in a little bit. So now I got all threads secured got basically the press function in here. That's what these are going to do, is they're going to actually push down on this bushing and compress the springs here. So I'm going to try to wrap this in here. I don't know if it's even going to work because it is really tight. I'm going to try something different. So put this one down here. I have this one up here so I can hold it. Start spinning her around. It's basically functioning like it's a spring compressor essentially. So while I'm doing this, I want to say, kind of as a public service announcement, the spring is going to be under a lot of tension, so be careful. I'm actually standing behind it, so there's a rail on the back of the frame here. So hopefully, if something were to fail, it might take out the tripod and the camera, but it won't hit me. Well, it kind of might hit me, but lower the amount of damage. So we're going to keep it on here. So as I'm doing this, it's actually really loosening that bottom spring out. So I'll show you here in a minute after I get this basically as bound up as I can get it. I'm just going to go till this wrench stops. I'm not going to try to force it too far, just because I do not want to gull or bend anything. I'm not going real hard on it. So now the bottom spring is actually loose. Also looks like there's some other stuff I didn't anticipate on the bottom down there. So now I'm going to pick you guys up for a minute and then do my production quality of my tape. And now you see that once it's all compressed, this top spring's compressed, which loosens this bottom spring up. So now what I want to do, what I should have done, is wind some zip ties in here to hold those together. Basically that's what it shows in the picture. So this stays compressed, so it's loose and you can just tip it up and face it out. But I also just noticed, I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera, there is some stuff down here I forgot about. So there's a big washer or big nut here. It looks like it's held in with some, I don't know if it's gonna focus on it. There it goes. So it's gonna focus these tabs, these lock tabs. I gotta push them out of the way, and then another bushing could come out after I get this nut off. So I need to figure that out. So let me get some stuff set up for that. Basically these I'm just gonna knock out with a screwdriver just to fan them away. Then I'll get my BFW over there, my big old wrench, and just start undoing them. I think I'm going to take the tension off this spring for now while I'm messing with this down here, because I just don't want that to sit under load because there's a lot of pressure built up. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to go after these, actually jump into the other side. That side is still under pressure over here, but I'm going to do this one first. I was going to show you on the other side, but these lights are still there. They're still blinding. There's that light right there, but it's the best shot I can do in the garage for now, so we'll just turn it like that. There. So hopefully this thing will focus in on what I'm trying to do here. Basically just these little lock tabs. This one's pretty loose, and that one's not because it's under tension. So I'm just going to take some of these and stretch them back out a little bit. More difficult than I thought. Actually, just do this. These I just need to get enough so I can get a purchase on this nut. Which it looks like the nut's already loose. this way. This way I can get better grip. Oh, that one's a little rusty because now it broke off. So perfect. So I kind of want to show you guys the difference here. I don't know if it'll focus on that very well, but so I got this side off over here. It's basically like a little lock ring, a really thin nut, and then another bushing like this sits on the top that basically holds the bottom. So on this side was really dirty for some reason, so I just slid the frame over on my little stand, and I've just been using a punch just to pop these up flat, and then I'll take the wrench and get that off, and then we'll keep moving on. So to get the other one off here, we'll recompress the spring and get these things out of here. All right, so we got the nuts off of both of these. So now I'm going to compress this again and work on getting this thing out of here. So, get the spring compressed back down. Best I can, but just use it like that. It's not perfect, but you can see how it's spreading out this bottom spring, taking the pressure off of that one. So I'm basically sucking this whole thing. This is connected to this, which runs between. So I'm basically sucking it up into the. This compressor doesn't work the greatest, but it worked. Like it's not centered, but it's in there, as tight as she's gonna go. So now the spring, you can see, is a little bit loose. So I want to be able to hopefully take this bushing. You guys see that? Yeah. So this bushing right here and turn it, because if you turn it, it'll drop straight out the bottom. So let me see what I can get here. I'll just see if I can fit my big old wrench in here. I just want to try to get a little bit of a grab on the flat spot there, see if I can turn it. Oops. Maybe if I pull it this way, it'll be easier. Okay. It's not working. A really good way to pinch my fingers, so I'm going to stop doing that. What I'm going to do actually is take my old punch and just, kind of not totally what I wanted to do. I want to turn it, move it like that. So, let's see if I can get to turn. Almost. I'm going to try the zip tie idea one more time. But last couple of times I tried this, I didn't really, well, that one actually went right up through there. Question is, can I get it through the other part I need? This down where you want it. Oh, wait a minute. Got it. I see it. Oh, I'll bring you guys in for a closer look now that I got this kind of set up just so you get the concept of what I'm trying to do. So basically, according to the little thing I found online, you put a zip tie, so let that go back down, and once it compresses, you zip tie it, which is going to hold that spring in, and then when I do this again, suck it up, that spring's going to have the tension off, which pulls the tension off the bushing, turn the bushing, drop it down. Now I kind of got them on opposite sides here. Now let's try this again. go the right direction. Safety glasses in case there's flying zip ties. Well, oh, we got some space in here. Maybe onto something here. All right, try number 356. Well, that was a fail. Did I just break this in there? I might have. Well, you see my failures and my successes. Oh, God. Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure what blew out there, but the threads gave way or something, but this is threading, right back into it, so I guess we'll try it again. It did bring me some, I don't know if I can get this on the camera, but some casualties, if it can be seen. I don't know what that was, but definitely Amen got the better of me on that one. So let's alright, so I figured out my mistake. I wasn't holding the jam nuts every time I was screwing this in and taking it out, and I was backing the all thread out. So, note to self, make sure you hold on to the top part so you don't slowly loosen it and then blow it out the top. Gosh, it's so close. There we go. Oh. Boom! There's the bushing. All right, success. What I had to actually do was take a pry bar. You can see my pry bar, and put it in behind here and straight up and down, straight up the side. There's a little chamfered edge here, and it jumped up onto this edge, and then I took a punch basically on the other side and just punched on this shaft and popped it over the edge there. So it'll be real fun probably getting that back in, but hey, now I can hold this like this and undo her, and the other side will come out here. Ooh. My jam nuts apart here. Tighten those back up. There we go. Just trying to hold one while I get this off. Gentlemen, we're going to have one of the springs out. Don't worry, I won't make you sit through the other one. This one was long enough. Now, I'm going to know the secret. Persuasion. That's the secret. My arm's not in the way, are they? No. So I'm just letting all this pressure out. And once I get this totally loose, I'll be able to take that bushing and drop everything out the bottom. There we go. Ooh, it was some work for that, but you know what? It was technically their instructions work. I just had to add some extra steps. So now I can pull that out. And out she comes. And there she is. So basically the Amen spring, the top spring, and this is the whole shaft that basically the axle is going to ride in. You can get it in the camera there. And then, so basically you have your lower spring, your upper spring, and a bushing on each end. And that's what makes up the assembly for the Amen rear spring. Woo, it's out! So now I'm going to go ahead and get the other one out, but I'll do that off camera here on my own. So, I'm going to put this off to the side. Now it's basically rinse and repeat. So I think I'm gonna shut this episode down here because I'm thinking in my head, because that took a lot longer than I thought. So if I edit it and it's not that long, maybe I'll add a little bit more of me stripping some other stuff off. But if not, I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking this out. I know this is kind of a laborious. I thought it was going to be a nice, quick episode, but obviously that wasn't the case. There was some injury and explosions and me making some not wise decisions. So thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you want to see the rest of how this build goes and some other stuff as I get on the channel, because I do have other projects to do. I have a twin cam A engine that I'm going to rebuild that came when I bought this frame, and then I still got to do a lot of work on the CB750 to get stuff ready for here. So if you want to stay tuned for all that, please subscribe. And we'll catch you next time. Again, this is FW Garage. Thanks for checking it out.